Hey guys, Desolator Magic here. Sorry for the late video, but I was really busy today doing other stuff, making money other ways, and I actually hauled in quite a bit of cash, so now I can afford a basic medical procedure. Yay! Welcome to America! Anyway, speaking of America, Zendikar Rising. I mean, I don't get the connection, but it's probably there. So we've already got a Zendikar Rising leak, and it's a land, and it's this one, and I cropped it to crop out the leaker's fat, disgusting albino gorilla paws. It makes me sick just looking at him. Just kidding. It's nowhere near the fingernails of the last leak. That actually looks like a fairly normal hand. But anyway, we've got crawling barons. And the flavor text is interesting. It's Zendikar is restless. Now, I kind of wonder the premise and the storyline here. I know it's going to be like, wow, Zendikar is really messed up. Like, that's the basic premise, I guess. But we knew that. I mean, coming out of the last one. I don't remember if I just didn't cover the lore or didn't care at the time. I mean, BFZ was a while ago, but I don't think they paywalled it in a book, but I remembered in a more recent lore statement that they said the ley lines and mana are really screwed up because when the Eldrazi manifest on the plane or whatever, they start screwing with how mana works and gravity and reality and genetics. And I just remember generally hearing in multiple lore references that when the Eldrazi show up to a plane, they just wreck it. Like, they just screw it up almost permanently. So I can almost assume that the premise is going to be, okay, they go there and try to undo some of the damage or whatever. I think this is from there, I'm not sure, but I think she's going to be at the forefront of trying to fix things because she's really good with mana and like the natural world and stuff. And then from an alleged leak that we've already had, this one was not even in card form, so it was like an early brainstorm kind of thing that probably almost definitely changed by now, if it was even real in the first place. But we're allegedly going to see a black and green Nissa. So if that one's to be believed, this is the second leak, and it's not one of the more interesting ones, but it is a rare land, so, you know, hey. So it comes in untapped taps or colorless, pretty standard. And then if you pay for it, you can put 2 1/1 counters on Crawling Barons, then have it become a 0/0 elemental creature until end of turn. It's still a land. Now you might be thinking, a 2/2 man land, that's crap. Those are counters, okay? And it doesn't say remove the counters at end of turn. So not only could you just, you know, pay 4 and then pay 4 again, then pay 4 again on the same turn, because once it's already become a land, okay, whatever, it can't become more of a land. But there's nothing stopping you from activating this twice, or more realistically, split turns. So the first time you turn it into a man land, it'll be a 2/2, then it'll be a 4/4, then it'll be a 6/6, then it'll be an 8/8. So you're investing a bit and it's taking a while, but that's good, because the other man lands were like somewhere between annoying and overpowered. I mean, I hate to really call them overpowered as they sat, but they were extremely annoying because you couldn't interact with them really on your turn because they'd stop being a land. And then also there was a lot of cards that said destroy non-land, you know, permanent or whatever. Well, if it's a creature and a land, you still can't destroy it. That was extremely annoying. I hate it when they kind of pigeonhole you into, oh, well, you've got to kill this in combat now. Not every deck is going to do that. Not every deck is going to be able to do that. That might not be its central strategy. That might not be how it works. I mean, yeah, weird exotic decks that primarily use almost no creatures have blind spots. Imagine that. But, you know, with the power level right now, I'd almost say this is downgraded from, like, really good to kind of good. It's pretty expensive. It's a big investment. And this just honestly screams level up card. It's not dissimilar from a level up mechanic. I mean, you pay for it, you get more counters. You pay for it, you get more counters. I mean, you're really pumping a lot of mana into something, and then it's getting bigger and it's persistent between turns. It pretty much is level up. Now, I like level up. I thought it was cool, maybe just because I'm into RPGs more than any other format, but I just don't like a deck where you got to pull your weak stuff early and your bombs late, and if you do it in reverse order, the deck doesn't function. So I like options. That's why I liked Overload and Strive and like all kinds of pay more, get more type of effects. And this is not terribly dissimilar from that either, except that it's like instead of a one-time cast time thing, it's like, oh, later I could pay 4 mana and upgrade this. So I think this is kind of cool. But like I said, in today's landscape, even after rotation, there's so much control. It's just ridiculous. So many out-of-control powerful creatures. You're almost going to have to dump like guaranteed 12 to 16 mana into this before this is anything. Otherwise, you can't safely swing, but who knows? The fact that it stops being a creature at the end of turn, I mean, it's going to go into hiding. It's going to be almost impossible to get rid of this on your opponent's turn. So it is going to be annoying. It's going to be evasive, and it has the potential for being powerful if you just keep hitting it. So this could absolutely be done on Rival, or it could be like the greatest thing ever and everybody runs it. It really could. I could see it go either way. or perhaps somewhere in the middle. But I will say that in the lower powered sealed and draft environments, this will be really decent. The matches tend to go longer, you tend to have more mana available and less to spend it on because it's not a tight, engineered deck where you have exactly what you need and not too much because they just take out a land if that's the case. And so I think it was smart that they put it in the rare slot because not everybody should just draft this. I mean, it's colorless, come on. So, I'm excited about this. The implications of such an interesting card where it's not just overblown crazy powerful, but it has the potential to become powerful and good, which I think is a lot more fair than just, oh look, Scarab God, Ugin, Torbrand, Embercleave, you just look at it and you're like, well, that's disgusting. So the lower implications, the constructed implications, the limited implications, this card's pretty exciting. And there's one more thing I want to point out. I can't really make it out because this photo is kind of crap, but it looks like this might be number 262 out of 260. That might say 280, it's hard to say. Honestly, I might be looking at a second or third layer of compression of this card. I don't think this is even the original. But anyway, if this is 262 out of 260, that would kind of suck because that would mean this is in one of the Planeswalker decks. I think this set was confirmed to have those. I'm not 100% sure. They were holding off on certain products for certain sets and stuff. That's why I say that. But yeah, numbers slightly above the limit are typically in the Planeswalker decks. And being exactly 2 over would be weird, which is why I'm wondering if that says 280. But 280 is a really weird number for a standard set, so I don't know, but if that's the only place you can get this, boy, this could be an expensive land, potentially. This could be a very high demand thing, and high demand mixed with limited printing. I almost feel like it's silly to call it a limited print if the card is in a Planeswalker deck, which they usually do one wave of and they're done, and there's 1 or 2 copies of it in the deck compared to the 100,000 or a million or whatever the hell boxes of standard that they put out there. I don't have hard numbers, but any card that people need from a Planeswalker deck, it's probably 10 times less availability on a good day than any card in Standard. It's probably way lower. I wouldn't even be surprised if it's 50 times lower. But you never know, I've been surprised before. Assuming Mark wasn't lying, he said that the box topper Nexus of Fate, more copies of Nexus of Fate exist because it was the box topper than any Mythic printed in the set. And Mythics are, they're hard to get. You only get a couple per box, and there's 15 of them typically. So you need to open, 3 boxes to get 1 copy of 1 Mythic, and then some people want play sets, versus, one, buy a box promo per box, except it's not. It's only for, the first wave of boxes, except it's not. It's only until your WPN location runs out, and usually they get, 40. Now, that's an old number. They've since changed the system, but it's somewhere in that neighborhood. That's why I found what he said so suspicious, because if your store sells 500 boxes, but the first, we'll say 50 get a buy a box promo, that's 1 in 10, whereas it wouldn't take 10 booster boxes to open 1 Mythic. That's why what he said makes no sense mathematically. Unless the average store gets in 40, buy a box promos and then sells 30 boxes or something, I don't know. But then, that's got to be offset by the sheer number of online boxes that are sold on eBay and Amazon. That's on the thousands scale, many tens of thousands. And none of those go out with buy a box promos. So then you got weird stuff like the Planeswalker decks and the gift packs, and it's how many really exist, Because everybody said, oh, those gift packs are crap, whatever. I started getting them for $9-10, even though it was a $20 MSRP, right? I think after Christmas, because my vendor still had some. And I'm those front cards are pretty tasty, and those are some pretty unique lands. I don't think I've ever made a higher margin on a product ever than those. I bought several hundred. And selling, the Brontodon and in one of them an Angel, because they did it twice. Actually, no, I think that was the same one. I don't remember. I think that one had digital codes in it too. I don't know. It's been a while, but between that, the lands, I want to say they're Shooting Star lands, but I think I'm kind of combining multiple. There were 3 gift packs, and I bought at least 2 of them. But yeah, some of those front cards, up until even a couple months ago, I started sending in even more of them on some buy lists to multiple companies, and I just made bank on those products. And the cards aren't that great. Yes, some Commander people might want them, but my thoughts are, there's not that many of the singles run around. And so I'm starting to wonder if, okay, we got gift packs, we got Planeswalker decks. They probably print more Planeswalker decks, but I'm not sure. So if a card is specific to a Planeswalker deck, then it comes down to, well, how many are there? Because with the core sets, last time there was 5, the damn Johnny was higher than the MSRP of the Planeswalker deck, I think. Copies of him were selling for $12 to $15, and he was just the front card. He was just so damn powerful. he was more powerful than the 4 cost. It's just people tended to run 4 cost oriented white decks, so the demand was kind of funny. But yeah, he was a damn good Planeswalker. So, I mean, if this ends up like it's 262 out of 260, and this is in one of the Planeswalker decks, but it's a land, it's colorless, and people like man lands, this could be a disaster scenario. This could be a $50 card. I mean, it doesn't scream $50 card, but also I shouldn't have been able to make money on those gift pack front cards. But so few of them existed, and the demand is the demand, that you could have 1/10 the demand, but if you have 1/20th the supply, guess what? You've got a $7, $8, $9 card bare minimum. That's just how it works. Now, it doesn't always work out. You know the Phoenix from one of those gift packs? One entire section of 100 on my Bulletproof Vest from... Oh yeah, I didn't upload the video yet because my hard drive's dying. So the upcoming foil Bulletproof Vest video, one entire section is just 100 of those Phoenixes. What's the value of those? Getting shot is the value of those. Nobody even wants to pay 5 cents for them on a buy list. And let me just say, I feel like the value of those should be higher because, you know, spoiler alert, they did stop at least 1 caliber of bullet. So they have some value as armor. Anyway, yeah, feel free to speculate wildly about what'll happen with this card. Have you seen a sharper version that for sure shows the number a little bit better? And in the disaster scenario that this isn't some kind of limited side product, what do you think will happen? What do you think will happen to the price? How high will this get? Because we all know manlands are hit or miss. I mean, even some of the oldest ones, some of them are like nothing. I want to say Colonnade, but I think that's the expensive one. But there's some out there that are like $2, $1, even though they haven't been printed since like original Zendikar or whatever, because it just didn't fit into a deck or they were too weak. So this could be like borderline. I mean, we've seen manlands as high as I think like $30 in the past. So they're a very dynamic product, and this is a very interesting, unique one that could either fail or not. I'm going to be very interested in watching what happens to the price on this, even if it's available in the main boosters. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Definitely an interesting leak, and I don't think it's fake just based on my analysis of it, so I think we can say this is real. And, yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next video.